You're out on the ground. Your guest crew for the afternoon, cameraman Brett Revere, Simon Coleman, commentator Barry Walker, in the director's chair Scott Parker. The umpires for this afternoon, Central's Mick Zelkovic and Damien McMaster. On the boundaries we have Adrian Wilson, Rowan Harris. In the goals, Peter Bences Hedges and Lloyd Fisk. Today's game between Division 1 side Anakie, who have had 3 wins for the season, playing top side in Division 2 Eastern Suburbs on 5 wins with 1 loss. Ground conditions here this afternoon, a little bit slippery in the centre square, otherwise the ground is in quite good condition. Not much wind favouring, rather the left-hand end of the ground that's away from the Geelong City end, and probably a 2 or a 3 goal breeze here this afternoon. Otherwise, conditions perfect for this game here this afternoon. Both sides out on the ground doing their preliminaries. Last week, Anakie went down to Lee Districts in the Division 2 side out there at Lee, and we had the Eastern Suburbs side going playing, when I find it, Bannockburn, and just scraping in by 5 points. So all in all, this afternoon, we should have a very good game on our hands. We'll just let the players go through their preliminaries and we'll take a short break and be back very shortly for the commencement of this game. Right, welcome back to the Richmond Crescent for the commencement of this game here this afternoon. A couple of players to watch for the Anakie side. Paul Camarotto down there at full forward, 41 goals so far for the year. Eastern Suburbs leading goal kicker is Shane Treblecock on 27 goals. We have Paul Welsh lining up for the Anakie side down there, number 3, another player to watch. Darryl Bissett, number 17 for Anakie. Mick Thompson, number 3 for the Eastern Suburbs side, another player to keep your eye on as the umpire holds the ball aloft to commence this game here this afternoon. It's on at centre half, down there on the centre half forward position. Anakie get the first touch. Out of the centre they go. Kicked long there for them by Darryl Bissett down to the half forward line. It goes out towards the flank, socketed off the ground by Darren Friday. It's Eastern Suburbs coming out of defence. A long kick down towards the centre wing and a good mark taken over there for Eastern Suburbs on the far side of the ground. They play on quickly, kick the ball inboard where we see it picked up there by Mick O'Leary. O'Leary's kicked down to, within the 50-metre line, brought to ground by the defence of Anakie. Try to burst their way through, handball it out where we see Wilkes Hurd trying to pick it up. His handball to a teammate. They spear the ball out here towards centre wing. A race for the ball now. Anakie in front, socket the ball off the ground, across the line, out of bounds, and we'll have another throw in. Socket out there by Jamie Elmo, the boundary umpire with the ball, just to the left of the commentary position here this afternoon. Brings the ball back into play. A high throw. The players jostle. It comes to ground. Eastern Suburbs at the bottom of the pack try to pick it up. Going in there strongly was Jeff Totten. It comes out there and picked up there by Rundle. Rundle centres the ball towards centre half forward. Up they fly. No one could take advantage of it. Being held there was the Eastern Suburbs player, and he will take the free kick, and that is to be taken by Mick Billman. He goes out wide towards our leading player out from full forward and takes a great mark over there, and the mark has been taken by Greg Treblecock. Treblecock kicking from about 50 on a 45-degree angle. Eastern Suburbs kicking with the breeze in the first quarter here this afternoon. Taking plenty of time. Comes in, the drop punt. Makes a distance, but unfortunately for the Eastern Suburbs, he's offline, and the first score for the afternoon is 1 point. That came up at the 2-minute mark of the first quarter here this afternoon on the Rockies 24-hour locksmith time clock. Right, they're kicking from fullback, a lovely kick out over the 50-metre line. Up they fly, come to tap to ground, picked up here for Anakie. Tried to get the handball out there was Pittman, but pack develops and the umpire will move in and ball it up. Umpire Zelkovic puts the ball to turf. Up they go. Knocked forward for the Eastern Suburbs side there by number 18. Unfortunately, we haven't got him given to us. We were in the rooms prior to the game, and that's a number that's got away from us, and we'll have to check that up as we go later on in the afternoon. Boundary umpire brings the ball back into play. Up they go. Tap forward there by Shane Treblecock. Picked up and a shot for goal there for the Eastern Suburbs side by Mick Thompson, the centre man, and the first goal for the afternoon goes on the board to Eastern Suburbs, and they go to 1 goal 1, and that came up at the 4-minute mark of the first quarter on the Rockies 24-hour locksmith time clock. Eastern Suburbs go to 1 goal 1 7, leading Anakie, who are yet to score. Right, the ball back in the centre. Down to turf she goes. Up they fly. Tap forward for the Anakie side by Pittman. Comes back here with a quick kick out of the centre there by Parella for the Eastern Suburbs side. Back into the centre it comes. Socket off the ground by the Anakie side. Picked up there, grabbed very high was the Anakie player, and he'll take the free kick in the centre of the ground. Plays on quickly, spears the pass out, looking for his teammate there, and he's found him, and a good lead and a good mark taken by Julian. Julian from centre wing now drives the ball down towards the pocket. Totten is it down there, running with the flight of the ball, takes the mark on half forward flank. Totten now on the half forward line. Kicking from just outside 50, goes for the pass into the pocket, not a very good pass, doesn't make the distance, tapped forward by the Anakie players, all going in solidly. Rundle for the Eastern Suburbs side, picked up in a flying kick towards the goal by number 28 there in Jolly, but offline it is, and 1 point is the result for the Anakie side at the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. Right, from the kick in, favours the far side of the ground. They set themselves on the 50-metre line. A good mark taken over there for Eastern Suburbs, and it's been taken by Morris Stevenson. Plays on quickly round towards the centre wing. Got a lead and a diving mark taken by Mick O'Leary. O'Leary now kicking from half-back flank, far side of the ground. Spears a pass in towards the centre. He's got a lead there. On the half volley, it's picked up by Bailey. Bailey gets it out wide where he's got a teammate running through. Thompson it was. Kicks down towards the forward line. Over the heads of the players it goes. A race for the ball. Socket off the ground by Hood for the Eastern Suburbs side. Into the path of a teammate there who picks the ball up and puts it straight through, and that's John Zulik for the Eastern Suburbs side. They're bringing up their second goal for the afternoon, and good play there by Graham Hood to socket that ball forward, allowed Zulik to run onto the ball, pick it up and bring up a 6-pointer for the Eastern Suburbs side at the 6-minute mark of the first quarter here this afternoon on the Rockies 24-hour locksmith time clock. Rockies out there at Coria Village. Call in and see the Rock for all your locksmithing needs as we see the first quarter proudly brought to you by Aussie Tapes. Eastern Suburbs 2 goals 1-13, Anakie 1 solitary point. Right, the bounce of the ball in the centre, a good bounce. Up they go. Tapped forward nicely there by Pittman for the Anakie side. A scramble of players sees the ball go out wide. A handball out by O'Leary gets the ball running for the Eastern Suburbs side. He's got backup support by Nofi. Nofi's handball goes nowhere. All players overrun the ball in the centre of the ground. Eastern Suburbs full on top of it. Pushed in the back according to the umpire, and they'll take the free kick in the centre of the ground, and it's to be taken for them by Parella. Goes out wide to the half forward flank where he's got a teammate over there who takes a good mark over on the half forward flank, and this is Graham Hood. No, it's not, sorry, it was 24. Mick O'Leary kicks towards a pocket, picked up down there for him by Shane Treblecock. A long handball back to a teammate coming through the 50-metre line, chips it into the pocket where he's got Billman. Billman has a flying shot towards a goal, and I think he's put it right through the centre, and that's another one on the board to the Eastern Suburbs side here this afternoon. Mick Billman's first goal. Eastern Suburbs third, and that has come up at the 7-minute mark of the first quarter here this afternoon on the Rockies 24-hour locksmith time clock, and Eastern Suburbs getting away to a flying start. Admittedly kicking with what breezer is here this afternoon. It's dropped a little bit at the moment. We see on the Aussie Tapes first quarter scoreboard, Eastern Suburbs 3 goals 1-19, leading Anakie on 1 solitary point. Aussie Tapes for all your videotape requirements. Call in and see Terry Jones. Aussie Tapes exclusively used by Guest Video. Right, the ball put down in the centre. Pittman brings it, gets the tap down. Thompson goes through, couldn't control the ball. On his hands and knees there is Scott Hearn for the Anakie side, but he can't get the ball out, and the umpire will move in and ball it up. Bounce of the ball again. Up they go. Oh, Pittman run into there by Perella, was it, from the eastern suburb side. A quick kick out by Thompson. Sees it come down to half forward, and a good mark taken on the half-back line for the Anakie side, and has been taken by Jolly. Jolly now kicks the ball long down towards centre half forward, jostling down there. Whitley thumps the ball to turf, being held, the umpire says, by Julian and Whitley to take the free kick centre half back. Goes out to the clubhouse side of the ground. Oh, push there by the Anakie player, picked up by the umpire, and the free kick to go to Eastern Suburbs be taken by Shane Treblecock. Treblecock comes in quickly now. A high kick down towards the forward line. They set themselves down there. They all overrun the ball. First onto it for the Eastern Suburbs side, screws it over his shoulder, and the ball bounces through for 1 point, and that come off the boot of Mick Billman, kicking from the boundary line. A good attempt, but only 1 point is the result. So there's 1 goal, 1 for the afternoon so far for Mick Billman. The kicking taken quickly out towards the back pocket where it's marked out there by Mick Carter. Carter now, half-back flank, spears the ball around towards the centre wing, but in front there's Eastern Suburbs, couldn't take the mark. Get the ball moving along in front of him, Watson it was, comes back in where it's kicked across the face of goal. A good attempt to mark there by Jolly. It comes to turf, a long handball by O'Leary, just gets the ball to centre half forward. Picked up at the kick, smothered there, good smother by Jolly. Tapped out here for Anakie, where it's in the hands now of Norton, but he can't do anything with it. Players diving on top of the ball, it's flipped out again, a soccer off the ground there by Thompson for the Eastern Suburb side. Anakie desperate in defence, handball it out. Strong play here, sees him get the ball out, a kick out to the centre wing. Rundle coming through for the Eastern Suburb side, plays it along in front of him, picks it up, dodges around a player, handball's high, being held after he got rid of the ball, and he'll take the free kick on the half forward flank. Rundle now, kicking from just inside 50, right on the boundary though. Comes in now, gets a short pass, but it's straight into the hands of the defender there for the Anakie side. And there's another one that's got past. It's wearing number 8 for the Anakie side. We'll have to check that one up also. But it's kicked down towards the centre wing. Oh, and a good one-handed mark taken there. I think this is Paul Welsh, is it? Yes, it is, for the Anakie side between centre wing and half-back flank. Right, Welsh now kicks the ball long down towards the half-forward line. Up they go. Tapped the ground there by Julian, but it's all Eastern Suburbs. Get out with handball. A quick kick from the half-back line. That come off the boot of Hood down towards the half-forward line. The mark taken by Thompson. Goes across towards the centre of ground where he's got a lead there from Lumsden. Takes a mark. Plays on quickly. A long kick down towards the 10-yard square. Floats across the front of the goal towards the pocket and beats the players across the line, and we'll have a throw-in. We apologise for these numbers, or players not named for these numbers. We were in the rooms before the game here today checking up the numbers, but unfortunately after being given the all clear, both sides have given us a couple of furfies. Right, from the boundary line throw in, up they go, tapped down there by Pittman again. Going through strongly there for the Eastern Suburb side was Billman. Ball goes into the pocket, a pack develops and the umpire will move in and ball it up. The bounce of the ball, up they go. Brought to turf there by Pittman again. It comes out, a quick kick out by Jolly for the Anakie side. Gets it down to centre wing, but straight into the waiting arms of Graham Hood. Hood now goes across the ground. Whitley's giving him a lead. Come down from centre half back and he's marked closer to centre half forward. Kicks the ball down the corridor and he's found a teammate there for the Eastern Suburbs, taking a strong mark directly in front, about 40 metres out, directly in front. The mark's been taken by Mick Billman. Billman now lining up for his second for the afternoon. Fancies his chances. He's had a couple of leads by teammates, but he's gone back, comes in now with the drop punt. Oh, he's got hooked it slightly from with the left foot, and it's gone through for 1 behind. 12 and a half minutes into the first quarter here this afternoon on the Rockies 24-hour locksmith time clock, as we see Anakie to bring this ball back in. Kick the ball wide towards the pocket. They set themselves. Thompson from behind taps the ball down, gives Billman another chance. He flips it back in looking for O'Leary, picks it up, comes back to Thompson. Thompson spears the ball back and he's found Hood. Hood now just inside 50. Going back. No leads coming forth down on the forward line. Comes in now. A wobbly punt down towards the forward line. The ball bounces, goes close to the boundary. Anakie failed to keep the ball in and will have a throw in. Boundary umpire brings the ball back into play. A high throw in. Up they fly. Pittman from behind, but Eastern Suburbs bring the ball to turf. First onto the ball is O'Leary. Gets a kick around the corner. It's Anakie coming out, playing the ball ahead of him, but it's picked up by Greg Treblecock. He can't do anything. Taps the ball further forward. A handball out there by Hood. Gives it to a teammate, puts him under pressure, but he back in there picking the ball up as Zulik for the Eastern Suburbs sides. Kicks long towards the goal line and it just scrapes in for one behind off the boot of John Zulik. Right from the kick in, players set themselves out here on the half-back flank. Up they fly and the mark's taken by Graham Thompson for the Eastern Suburbs side. Thompson now. Plenty of players moving down on the forward line, but they're all running in the one direction. Now the couple go the other way. Thompson short kick in forward. It's thumped away by the Anakie defence. Picked up here for them by Darryl Bissett. He goes towards the centre of ground. First onto the ball is Watson. Watson now grab with the ball. Gets his handball in towards the pocket. Picking the ball up out there as the Eastern Suburbs comes back to Watson. Screws run round the corner. Anakie miss a marker down there in the back line, but they recover and pick the ball up, kick it out to half back. Up they fly. Unable to take the mark was Elmer for the Anakie side. Players trying to get this ball out, being held Eastern Suburbs player, and he'll receive the free kick on the half forward line, and this is Mick Thompson. Taking plenty of time. Goes straight across the ground where he's got a player directly opposite on the half-forward flank. Takes the mark. It's Billman. A long kick towards the 10-yard square. Bit of pushing and shoving down there. Ball hits the turf. Kicked out here where it's picked up by Jolly, is it, for the Anakie side. Gets a handball across to Bissett. Bissett now gives it to a running teammate on half-back flank who spears the ball down here towards centre wing, looking for Welsh. Tapped away by the Eastern Suburbs defenders, and it was Perella, and the ball goes across the line, and we'll have a throw-in right in front of us here this afternoon. Centre wing of the Richmond Crescent Oval. Boundary umpire with the ball, brings it back into play. A good throw in. Up they go. Whitley comes across from behind, taps it down, but it's picked up by Hearn. Hearn's handball intercepted there by Thompson for the Eastern Suburbs side. Kicks the ball down to half forward. In front we see Anakie tap the ball along in front of him, being held without the ball, and the free kick to be taken down on the half-back line for Anakie by number 8, who we haven't got a name for. Right, from half-back, Anakie kicked the ball down towards the centre wing. Welsh uses his body well and takes a mark on centre wing. Welsh now to put Anakie into attack. Kicks the ball down towards the half-forward line. They set themselves down there. It comes to ground. Totten goes in for the Anakie side. Couldn't get the ball, and a free kick's been picked out by umpire Zelkovic, and it goes to the Eastern Suburbs side. Chip the ball round here to the centre wing where they've got Graham Hood. Takes a mark, plays on, kicks it down to half-forward. Up they fly, and a good mark taken here for Eastern Suburbs by Treblecock. Plays on quickly, spears the ball down towards the forward pocket. Up they fly. Good defensive play down there by Friday. Gets the ball to turf. Going in hard there was Jolly. Couldn't control it. Comes out where Shane Treblecock picks the ball up, runs into an open goal, kicks his first for the afternoon, and Eastern Suburbs running away in the first quarter here this afternoon at the 17-minute mark on the Rockies 24-hour locksmith time clock. They've Shane Treblecock's first goal for the afternoon, and Eastern Suburbs fourth. Right on the Aussie Tapes first quarter scoreboard, Eastern Suburbs 4 goals 4-28, Anakie 1 solitary behind. Aussie Tapes 03 328 3221. Give Terry Jones a call for your tape needs. The bounce of the ball in the centre, up they go. Parello gets up high, brings the ball to turf, gets a handball out, but slipping over there is Jolly for the Anakie side. It comes out where Bissett gets a kick out to half forward and finds a teammate here in Totten. Jeff Totten now between centre wing and half forward flank. Kicks the ball down towards a forward pocket. Out they come. Tapped to ground by the defenders here of Eastern Suburbs. Goes across the line before it can be picked up by Brendan Jolly, and we'll have a... No, Jolly's been paid a free kick down there by umpire McMaster. Kicks the ball down towards the forward line. A high kick, a bouncing ball. It didn't bounce. It's run through here by the Eastern Suburbs defender in Grant Greenwood, and another behind goes on the board for the Anakie side. Right from fullback, they kick the ball out to the far side of the ground. Over the back of the packet it goes. Picked up here and kicked forward for the Eastern Suburbs side. Dumped after he kicked the ball over there, and the free kick to be taken down the ground on centre wing. The kick taken quickly, kick towards the centre half forward. Up they fly, comes down running onto the ball. We have Graham Thompson for the Eastern Suburbs side. Kicks the ball down, over running the ball badly down there was Pittman for Anakie. Comes out where it's picked up for Eastern Suburbs, and a shot to goal off the boot of Graham Thompson. Followed the ball down there, and Thompson brings up his first goal for the afternoon, and Eastern Suburbs running right away with this as the boys are getting a little bit excited down there at the forward line, and the umpires might have their work cut out here as the players are running from all directions the full length of the ground. There's only 3 players left up the far end of the ground, 3 of the Anakie forwards, and the rest of the players are all moving down towards the pocket. Right, the ball comes back to the centre. What they should do is bounce it and get on with the game. Right at the 19-minute mark, umpire McMaster with the ball in the centre. Now they're running back to their positions. The bounce of the ball in the centre. The umpire blows his whistle, and the free kick to be taken for Anakie in the centre of the ground and be taken by Pittman. Wants to get on with it quickly. Right, Pittman comes out wide where he's got Totten coming up the centre. He's got us about 20-30 metres. Spears a pass in and finds Julian on the half-forward line. Julian now to drive this ball into attack for the Anakie side. Comes in, kicks towards the 10-yard square. 2-on-1 back there. The big fella couldn't get it for the Anakie side. Then Camerata picked up, but now by Camerata, and a shot towards goal, and he's brought up full points. Good play there. He had 2 to beat when he was going for the mark, and when the ball hit the ground, he was first onto it, picked it up, and has brought up his first goal for the afternoon. He's 42nd for the year, and at the 20-minute mark, Anakie get their first 6-pointer for the afternoon. That's a 20-minute mark of the Rockies 24-hour locksmith time clock. We see on the Aussie Tapes first quarter scoreboard, Eastern Suburbs 5-4, 34, Anakie 1 goal, 2-8. Bit of doubt about Paul Camerata playing here this afternoon too. Got both knees very heavily strapped down there, and he is not moving very far, but if he can kick goals from the 10-yard square, that's what Anakie want. From the bounce, we see Thompson kick Eastern Suburbs into attack, but a good mark taken down there at half-back for the Anakie side. Kicked the ball out here towards centre wing, chipping in. It was touched, chipping in there, and it was Thompson. Thompson grabbed with the ball, gets it across to Mick Thompson. He comes out wide where he's got a teammate here in Zulik with the ball. Spears it into the corridor. Good pass, and he's found a teammate who was all on his own, and this is Shane Treblecock. Treblecock to come in and have this shot towards goal, lining up for his second. Comes in, beautiful kick off the boot, and it's gone straight through the centre for another major to the Eastern Suburbs side. Shane Treblecock's second, and that's a quick answering goal by Eastern Suburbs to the one kicked by Camerata at the other end of the ground. And we have gone 22 minutes into this, the first quarter here at Richmond Crescent this afternoon for this Geelong District Football League Round 7 match between Eastern Suburbs and Anakie. Aussie Tapes first quarter scoreboard, Eastern Suburbs 6 goals 4-40, Anakie 1 goal 2-8. The ball back in the centre, down she goes. Perotta goes up, he's beaten for it this time by Darren Friday, who picks the ball up, gives it to Hearn. Hearn goes out wide towards the half-forward line, up they fly. Over the back of the pack, there's a chance for Norton now. Runs onto it from 50 metres, kicks towards the goal line. Camerata, over his head it goes, and through for a one behind. They come off the boot of Ryan Norton for the Anakie side at the 24-minute mark of the first quarter. From full back now, they kick the ball out here towards the half-back flank, and chipping in and taking mark is Paul Welsh for Anakie. Right, Welsh now kicks the ball towards a pocket. Rundle in the van there. Camerata's there but couldn't control the ball, and it's gone across the line and we'll have a throw in. Eastern Suburbs trying to cut Paul Camerata out of the game here this afternoon, dropping three players back onto him when Anakie go into attack. Right from the boundary line throw in, Julian grabs it. He's dragged to ground, falls on top of the ball, and the umpire call for a bounce. Maybe Anakie have got to look for other options as they go forward. They must have loose players down there because, as I say, Eastern Suburbs dropping two players back on Camerata, and they've been effective up till now. Right, umpire McMaster with the ball, 25 metres out from the Anakie goal, puts the ball to turf. Up they go, Whitley over the top of Welsh. Welsh pulled to the ground, a struggle for the ball, and the umpire's forced to move in and ball it up. Umpire puts the ball to turf. Up they go. Eastern Suburbs get the tap down. First onto the ball is Mick Thompson for the Eastern Suburbs side. Kicks the ball down here towards the centre wing. In front, unable to take the mark there was Bissett for the Anakie side. Hits the turf. Players dive on it. Flipped out there by Jolly for the Anakie side. Comes to Totten. Totten now kicks the ball down towards the half-forward line. Up they fly. And in front, taking, which I would have paid a mark, was Darren Julian, but the umpire says no, and he's going to move in and ball it up. I thought he had clean possession then, even though it was only one hand, but he brought the ball down. But unfortunately for Anakie, it wasn't paid. From the bounce, Welsh uses his body, flips the ball out to a running teammate there who kicks the ball towards goal, but he's offline, and 1 point is the result. And that come off the boot of Phil Gavin. Right, from full-back, a high kick out over the 50-metre line. They set themselves. Over the back of the pack it comes. First onto it, Anakie couldn't control it. Diving in there is a big fella for them in Pittman. He can't get the ball out. Being ridden into the ground there was the Eastern Suburbs player, and he'll take the free kick at centre half back. Swings the ball out here, but Totten's in the road, and Totten takes a mark in front of Whitley. Right, handballs to Bissett running through past. Bissett now kicks the ball down looking for Camerata. Up they fly. Camerata can't take the ball. He's caught. Handballs it out to a teammate who puts him under pressure, ridden into the ground. Good defensive play over there for Eastern Suburbs by Greenwood. Gets the ball out to a running teammate who kicks down towards the centre wing, and the mark's taken from down there by Mick O'Leary. O'Leary now, over the top he goes, kicked down towards the centre wing. Up they fly, and in front a mark taken for Eastern Suburbs. They hit the ground, play on quickly with handball, get it across here. Comes back to the player in the centre of the ground. A high kick, Totten's first in the van, thumped away from him there. Good play by Graham Thompson for the Eastern Suburbs side. Comes back where it's kicked forward by Darren Jolly down towards centre half forward. Hit back towards the centre. Going in there is Graham Hood for the Eastern Suburbs side. He's got support there by Shane Bailey. Bailey gets it across where his teammate kicks down towards the half-forward line. It's picked up by Watson. He's kicked in within the 50-metre line, but it's off the side of the boot, over the line on the full, and we'll have a free kick to be paid to Anakie just in front of the club rooms over there on the far side of the ground. A high kick down towards the centre wing. Up they fly. No one can bring the ball to turf. Players dive on top of it now. The umpire letting it go, but he's forced now to move in and ball it up, and we've been playing 27 minutes into this, the first quarter here at the Richmond Crescent. Bounce of the ball. Not a very good bounce. Tapped away there by Perella for the Eastern Suburbs side. Zulik goes through, drops the ball when caught. Play on the umpire calls. Comes out where Hearn tries to get a good kick. Being held. Tripped but he's good enough to get the handball out to Bissett. Bissett kicks long down the half forward. Being held was Welsh. Welsh taps the ball out here where Julian's got it now. Julian spears a pass in looking for Camerata. Couldn't take the mark, but he's pulled as he went for that ball, and Camerata to take the free kick on a 45-degree angle. And a bit of arguing going on. I don't think the Eastern Suburb player liked the decision, but unfortunately, once it's given, and you want to get on with the game. Right, Camerata comes in now, drop punt, but he's off target this time, and only 1 point is the result, and not a very good result for the Anakie side. Camerata's kick 1 goal, 1 now for the afternoon at the 28-minute mark of the first quarter on the Rockies 24-hour locksmith time clock. Waiting for the fullback now to bring the ball back into play, Grant Greenwood. Comes out this side of the ground, kicks the ball high out towards the half-back flank. Up they fly. Pittman couldn't take it. Over the back of the pack, waiting for Graham Thompson. Handballs it out, but intercepted by Jolly. It's flipped out by the Eastern Suburb side now. Picked up here and back, handball back to Whitley. Whitley's kick round the centre wing. He's dumped after he kicks the ball, and the free kick to be taken down here on centre wing after Totten took the mark, and it's to be taken for the Eastern Suburbs by Graham Hood. Hood now kicks the ball towards the corridor. Up they fly. Over the back, Anakie bring the ball to turf. Try to get out with handball. Hearn goes through the centre. Kicks the ball down the corridor looking for someone down there, but there's no one there. Eastern Suburbs in front, and a good mark taken from by Morris Stevenson. Stevenson now goes out wide towards the far side of the ground. Out there we've got Bailey first under the ball. He picks it up now. Well shepherded. Oh, he slips over at a crucial time. Gets the ball back inboard. Tapped in here by Eastern Suburbs, but Anakie with the numbers. Picked up over there by Paul Wilkes. His short kick is intercepted by Rundle. Rundle kicks the ball down towards centre wing. The bouncing ball favours Zulik, but coming across strongly, grabbed high, but the umpire, he ran over the line with the ball. There was the Anakie player in Jamie Elmer. I thought was grabbed high, but the umpire said no, and no free kick paid. The ball out of bounds, far side of the ground. From the throw-in, it's tapped down by Pittman. Anakie burst away with the ball. Get it back to Julian, playing a good game the first quarter. A handball to a player standing still there in Shelley, and allows Eastern Suburbs to run the ball across the line, and we'll have a throw-in. 30 minutes gone in the first quarter as the siren sounds to end the first quarter here this afternoon at the Richmond Crescent, where we see Eastern Suburbs getting away to a flying start here this afternoon, not allowing Anakie to get any system into their game at all, whereas Eastern Suburbs have loose players all over the ground. They're not frightened to crisscross the ball across the ground if they have a teammate who is loose, and they've deserved their well-earned lead at quarter time. As I said, that quarter going 30 minutes. Anakie will be kicking with what breeze there is here this afternoon during the second quarter, but the way they're playing at the moment, it's going to be very hard for them to get back into this game. The first quarter scoreboard, the Aussie Tapes quarter time scoreboard, we see Eastern Suburbs on 6 goals 440, Anakie on 1 goal of 511. We'll take a short break and be back very shortly for the second quarter here this afternoon.